Yes, sirree. Here we go. Wednesday, Wednesday morning here on the Spice Isle. I'm George Grant saying thank you for joining us for today's edition of Good Day Grenada. Man, a few minutes ago I was standing on the balcony out there looking at the number of yachts anchored just outside the entrance to the harbor. It's good to see that there are so many yachts in this place, but I'll tell you, there are a lot of people who are concerned about the fact that these yachts supposedly, allegedly, are dumping their waste into the water out there. Um, I hope that that ends pretty soon. Welcome to Grenada Yachties. Welcome. Always so nice to have you because you guys do make quite a contribution. But I hope that you're being discreet and properly disposing your waste. Okay? That's how we begin this morning's program. Well, always a little surprise up my sleeve here. You never know. Good morning, Anthea. Anthea is saying good morning. Kind of strange to see her during the week. I'm never surprised to see her on a Sunday, but when I see her during the week, I can't help but wonder. She's probably on vacation. Folks, let's take a look at the rundown this morning. We're going to begin with a story that is captioned, "They began a fight and can't afford it, end it, or win it." Grenlec Part 2. Yeah. If, excuse me, if that caption sounds a little bit familiar, it should be. We're going to get to that in just a wee bit. Then we've got the national report for you. And I expect that any moment now, I will hear the door open and in will step Sherron Roberts. And I'm sure, as always, she's got something up her sleeve. But one of the things I want to do this morning is something which I had actually intended doing yesterday. Yesterday morning, I had planned on having a discussion with Ray Roberts about something that has been making the rounds in social media. It's a list of the top 20 jokes about West Indies cricket. I don't know if you've seen them, but that is a funny list of jokes. Well, as you know, instead, yesterday morning, we were saddened to have to extend condolences to our good friend, Ray. He lost his mom yesterday morning, just a little over 24 hours ago. And boy, I sure hope he's holding up because I know that he's taking this really hard. He was close to his mom. So hang in there, Ray. We're praying for you. You're going to be okay, my friend. This too shall pass. So this morning, yesterday I promised you that I would transfer that discussion to this morning, and just as well because Sherron was actually in England a short while ago. I think she only came back in, was it this week? She and her hubby were actually in England for a Reiki convention, but spent a lot of their time watching the Windies. And I think we all know what big fans she and her hubby are of the West Indies and cricket in general. So I'm going to ask you to sit with me this morning and we'll discuss some of those jokes. Arthur is saying good morning, and he has a sunny day in New York. Well, good for you, buddy. We got a real sunny one here as well this morning. And Bernard's eyes and ears are glued to us. Nice to see you guys. So there you have the rundown for this morning's program. And right now, without much ado, let's get right into it. All right? My dear friends, They began a fight and can't afford it, end it, or win it. Grenlec Part 2. This is actually a continuation of a series which was started by Claudette Joseph, who is the public relations officer with the National Democratic Congress. It must have been last week. We ran Part 1 and now Part 2. And by the way, this is published on the GrenadaBroadcast.com website, and I put that up last night. So if you're so inclined, please go take a look at that, okay? Let me begin. There she comes, there she comes, there she comes, wearing my favorite color this morning, turquoise. Sherron's with us. Now, let's begin this article from Claudette Joseph. It's from a publication which they put out just about every week. It's called the NDC Heartbeat. And I quote, "The decision made by the NDC in 1994 to sell 50% of the shares in then wholly owned Grenlec, wholly state-owned Grenlec, proved to be one of the most valuable investment decisions for the people of Grenada, who, by the way, remain 50% shareholders in the company. Government continues to own 10% of the shares, the NIS 11%, by the way, the people own the NIS, and the Grenadian public own the remaining 29% of the shares in their private capacities. The NDC, therefore, empowered the people by ensuring that they own half of what is now a profitable company. NDC wants all of Grenada to understand that when this reckless NNP administration continues to irrationally fight Grenlec, placing its very survival in jeopardy, they are essentially fighting down the very people who elected them to serve. This fight is even more outrageous because it stems from a personal vendetta of one man. After the sale, Grenlec moved from operating on a $2 million overdraft to pay salaries and operating expenses under Gregory Bowen's management, to consistently declaring and paying dividends, returns on investment, to its shareholders, and contributing over $5 million of its profits to sports, culture, and community development in the last 20 years. Despite these facts, this reckless administration continues to lambaste the NDC for what they dishonestly insist was a bad deal. We invite the people of Grenada to compare the sale of the 50% Grenlec shares with the sale of our oil and gas to GPG, with the sale of our Mount Hartman property to E.J. Miller, and with the sale of our Lagoon property. The last time we checked, our Treasury received $1 and the cinnamon stick for the Lagoon sale. Talk about bad deals. The NDC does not accuse the NNP of being dishonest about the Grenlec deal because we want to score political points. Instead, we say so because they are really being dishonest. As indicated in Part 1 of this article on the 4th of February, 1997, Parliament passed a motion authorizing the Mitchell administration to take steps to ensure that the terms of the sale of the Grenlec shares by the previous NDC administration, quote, are renegotiated in the best interest of the government and people of Grenada, unquote. The renegotiation did take place, and not surprisingly, the NNP failed to renegotiate a better deal. On September 15th, 1998, Parliament passed the Electricity Supply Act, 1994, Amendment, Commencement, and Validation Act. Remember that? By this 1998 act, the Keith Mitchell administration brought into full force, backdated with effect from October 4th, 1994, the identical agreement the NDC administration reached on the Grenlec sale. Nothing changed. After all the grandstanding, they could not renegotiate a better deal. 25 years have passed, and Bowen and Mitchell still will not let this go. They continue to display open hostility to these investors who have repeatedly proven their worth to our country. In June of 2016, Parliament passed the new Electricity Supply Act. Given his acrimonious history with the company, it would have been prudent and in the interest of the country for Gregory Bowen to stand back. Instead, he piloted the bill and led the vicious attack on the company, and as such, the Grenadian shareholders. He was grossly dishonest in the Parliament. He told the nation that the terms of the sale of the shares in 1994 were terrible, that the sale was for just over $5 million. It was, in fact, 30 million EC dollars, or 11.25 million US dollars. He blamed the NDC and Grenlec for the poor state of the economy. He said, and I quote, "The NDC is to be blamed. For 22 years, the NDC action has depressed the economy and stifled economic activities," unquote. The other 14 MPs brazenly joined him in the rabid attack on the Grenlec investors. Government's behavior in this all-out attack caused WRB, GPP, and Grenlec to sue the government and people of Grenada locally and internationally. Locally, Grenlec complains that Section 20 of the Electricity Supply Act 2016 breaches its constitutional rights. That section demands that the company must pay 5% of its pre-tax profits to a committee controlled by the minister, Mr. Bowen, to do with as they please. On the 3rd of May, 2019, government lost round one of this case. We anticipate that they will lose the entire case in the end and cost our taxpayers thousands. On May 5th, 2017, WRB and GPP, 50% shareholders in Grenlec, filed arbitration proceedings before ICSID in Washington, claiming government breached the agreement with them when it passed the Electricity Supply Act in 2016 and failed to repurchase the shares when requested. That case began this week. Based on what we know, we expect government to lose this case. Between the two cases filed, the cost to Grenadians will be well over $200 million. Apparently, the gravity of this situation is now confronting Mr. Bowen. Recently, it was reported that he told the press the Grenlec investors were never asked to leave. The question is, when will the people of Grenada stop this reckless bunch from wrecking our country? There you have it, folks. That's the text of this week's edition of the NDC Heartbeat, which, as I mentioned, is up on the GrenadaBroadcast.com website. All right? What time is it here now? Where's my little clock? 17 minutes after the hour. But before we go anywhere, I have to say good morning to our pilgrims out there on Facebook. We said hi to Anthea, Bernard, and Arthur already. Arthur is now sending his sympathy to Ray and family, and my family and I. Okay, you guys related, Arthur? Anthony DeRig says, I called Ray to express my condolences in this, his time of grief. I know the feeling because I lost my mother some time ago. Ryan is saying, good day, hello, Ryan. And Peter Bishop is also there saying good morning. Ryan says, this cabal in Grenada has the seeds of its own self-destruction. Are you prophesying, Ryan? Are you prophesying? Donna Joseph is saying good morning to the crew on this platform. Hi, Donna. Good to see you, girl. Fitzroy Adams is saying good morning. And Ryan is also sending his condolences to Ray on the passing of his loved ones. Good morning, Mr. Bruno. How are you? John Bruno is there. And he says the reckless decisions taken by the NNP government to dispose of some of our national assets is enough for us to convict this group. Okay. Take a quick look. There she is, arms folded. Good morning, Sherron. Wave at everybody so they know that you're here. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, pilgrims, I'm going to take a little break here and we'll come back with the national report.
This summer, make your dreams a reality with a Co-op Bank Summer Sizzle Loan. Get up to $20,000 and qualify for a chance to win a staycation at Silver Sands. Go on a vacation. Enjoy the carnival season. Have your dream wedding or make home improvements. Make this summer sizzle with everything you want it to be. Visit your nearest retail banking unit for more details. Special terms and conditions apply.
Welcome home.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try their sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Conveniently located in the Grand Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going food fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Granadas will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and food fair will deliver to you?
Yep,
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
I'm seeing a name on here this morning which makes me very happy. It's a name we don't see very often. A gentleman by the name of Mr. Lou Krishock. Huh? Lou Krishock. Lou is in the United States. I don't remember exactly where he is, but Lou used to work here at the U.S. Embassy. He was the ambassador to Grenada, Chargé d'Affaires, a few years ago. Lou, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that you're here this morning because you know that Sherron is here. We'll find out in just a minute. When Sherron's going to be on after the national report. Ryan says, Gigi, the little boy will play with his toy car until it's broken. No prophecy, just astute observation. Okay, Ryan. All right. And Margaret is saying, good morning, Sherron. Well, Margaret, what about the rest of us? Just Sherron you're saying good morning to this morning? Jeez. And John Bruno saying good morning, Sherron. That's a great smile. She always does, my dear friends. I'll tell you what, here comes your national report from the GIS.
Grenada moves to the next step following completion of the national assessment of money laundered and terrorist financing risk. Details of this story and more in the national report. Welcome back with the news for Tuesday, June 25th. I am Sherron Noel. After 2 years of engaging the public and private sectors, Grenada has completed a national risk assessment of money laundering and terrorist financing. And a World Bank official says reaching this stage means Grenada is well positioned to develop and implement an effective national response. Recommendations, one of the revised FATF recommendation requires all jurisdictions assess their money laundering terrorist financing risk. Grenada's National Risk Assessment, or NRA, was launched during the first workshop in 2017. The final workshop began at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on Tuesday, marking the end of the NRA and the beginning of the implementation of risk-based approach to the AML-CFT, regulation and supervision based on the findings and recommendations from the NRA. World Bank representative Lisa Bostwick says by reaching this stage, Grenada is sending an important signal to the world about its commitment to combat money laundering and terrorist financing.
My team and I have personally supported the NRAs in 20 other CFATF member countries, as well as many other small island states around the world. And we are eager to share with you the lessons that we have learned from these other countries to assist Grenada in implementing a risk-based approach to regulation and supervision, as well as to share best practices developed by Grenada with other countries to help the global fight against money laundering and terrorism financing.
An objective of the two-day workshop includes discussing an NRA strategy for future years and formulating ways to further improve the quality of the NRA process. Mr. Darshan Ramdani, Attorney General and Chairman of the AML-CTF Commission, says money laundering, terrorist financing is an enemy to the progress of jurisdiction. He gave government's commitment to protect the safety and stability of Grenada's financial space.
We have been working to provide a comprehensive legislative framework, and only the beginning of this year, Act number 7 of 2018 was put in force, and some of you may have already been participating in the education process on the way forward. Mr. Pear has been involved in that. Ms. Campbell is to be commended for her work in that regard, registration of those relevant entities who are to be regulated. And this is a very significant measure, I must say, because I believe the passage of this piece of legislation has brought to the front for many of those entities which are to be regulated under the 2012 legislation. Because even though the 2012 legislation has been in place for a while now, many entities are today becoming aware, because of this piece of legislation that has been enforced from January the 1st, that they are to be regulated.
Minister for Culture and the Arts, Senator Nolan Cox, has announced some significant changes that can lead to major improvements in Grenada's biggest cultural festival, Spice Mass. During Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing, Senator Cox said one of the changes will be a reduction in the number of artists that will contest the final of Groovy, Soca and Calypso.
The first improvement that we thought that would be good to help increase the quality of the show was to reduce the amount of persons in the finals. We see previously ranging from, in some cases, as much as 13, 14 persons in 13, as much as 13 in Calypso. Soca, we had as much as 17, I believe, 16, 17, I think 16 in Groovy, 17 in Soca. So it was quite a large number, and so we have revised those numbers downwards, and now we're looking at 10, inclusive of the defending monarch and the People's Choice artists. So there'll be 10 for Calypso, 10 for Groovy, and 10 for Soca.
He says this change is in response to complaints from patrons about the duration of the shows.
The King and Queen of the Bands competition, which normally takes place at the beginning of the Masquerade show, in dialogue with the Mass Band Association, we have now moved that to the halftime between. So after the first round in the Calypso, we'll have the King and Queen of the Bands gracing the stage thereafter the first round. There was a school of thought that at that time more persons would be at the venue and get an opportunity to see the costumes on display. That was one of the challenges that has been facing the Mass Band Association. They are on board with this move.
Another major announcement made was that of plans to increase prize money for positions 1 to 4. We
are looking at increases within the range of a minimum of 10% and a maximum of 15% for prize monies. So that I believe will be welcome news for all our persons who are partaking and investing in Spice Mass for 2019. We thought that it is timely that we recognize some of the challenges that they have regarding the preparations, and we thought that this would be a good time to do that.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Every summer, the Spice Island of Grenada is transformed into the Caribbean's biggest party, Spice Man. Coming down to Grenada. Come experience the warmth of our people, trending theme fats, the revelry, the pageantry, and why we are the Jab Nation. The Kids, Our Future shines on August 3rd in the Children's Carnival Frolic and the Junior Calypso Show. 7 beauties take center stage as the Queen of Carnival is crowned on majestic Thursday, August 8th. The prestigious Soca and Groovy Monarchs are crowned on Carnival Friday night, August 9th. Enjoy the pulsating rhythms of the Still Pan at the Junior and the Senior Panorama on Carnival Saturday, August 10th, and Real Steel, August 17th. The March Gras crowns the Calypso Monarch on Carnival Sunday, August 11th. 2 2 days of frolicking in the Caribbean sun kicks off on Monday morning, August 12th, with the biggest Juve in the world. Followed by pageant and Monday night mass. The creativity and splendor of our mass parades on the road Carnival Tuesday, August 13th. Join us in the Jab Nation of Grenada, August 8th to 12th for Spice Mass 2019. Many events, one carnival.
Welcome back. The government of Grenada has officially recognized the exploits of 6 young Grenadian soca artists who have been exposing Grenada's culture to other parts of the world. The 6, Digan Henry, Neilon Williams, Mandela MacDonald, Javon John, Hector Thomas, and Sean Delamare, were all presented with an official passport on Tuesday. They were also presented with the appointment instruments and signed an agreement of terms and conditions of the cultural ambassadorship. The function was attended by Minister for Culture and the Arts, Senator Nolan Cox, Youth Development Minister, Honorable Keith Lewis, Tourism Minister, Honorable Dr. Clarice Modest-Kerwin, and Infrastructure Minister, Honorable Gregory Boeing. Senator Cox says it is a memorable moment for him as Culture Minister, since this gesture will send a positive message to young and upcoming artists.
What it does, it shows a heavy responsibility on our new ambassadors because a lot will be expected of you in terms of how you carry yourself and to use this opportunity to motivate other young persons so they can aspire to want to represent Grenada in this capacity. So I think that is the core component of this initiative.
Tourism Minister Honorable Dr. Clarice Modest-Kerwin says her ministry and by extension the government have recognized their contributions and achievements.
Apart from the enjoyment you bring to us, is the dollars that you can bring, dollar value you can bring to our country. So you have an awesome responsibility to sell our country well. So you bring them in and you have to teach them to dance the soca because now they want to experience. They want to learn to dance, and forgive me if I say the word, they want to learn to whine. So you guys have to teach them that too. And so we have to create a product out of that, an activity out of that. Your skills, your ability, your enthusiasm to bring people right here. And when they come, we have to make them feel happy. We have to make them feel entertained. So I hope you're thinking about that. Not just Caribbean people, but people from far away as well, to bring them back.
Honorable Keith Lewis and Honorable Gregory Bowen also had words of encouragement for the newly appointed cultural ambassadors.
This is testimony of our government's commitment to youth development. We are here awarding our young soca artists, cultural ambassadors with an official passport. And I'm very happy that we are able to do so. I recognize all of you, but of course, Hector, coming from not just my constituency, but from my backyard. I mean, I know him well, and I know the struggles he has been through to reach to that stage. And I want to recognize him, define all the odds he had to, encounter in the musical journey.
Look at our young men in particular and carve out a niche in your cultural performance, in your messages, to bring these young men. You will know more about them, up to par. This will augur well for our economy. Our economy cannot go forward, and our social lifespan in Grenada will never improve unless we take the young men, from where they are and bring them on par with their potential wives. Yes? That is of critical importance. Otherwise, we'll continue to be down there. And I have no doubt from what I see here. That is from my community, but I've been following all of you, independently. Since, again, the culture ambassador before, sometimes he will call me and say, there is a big multi-million-dollar economic proposal for Grenada. And I say in my mind, yes, he came through the Cultural Foundation, but he understands what Grenada needs. So he's talking about economy. Imagine a cultural ambassador calling the minister and advising me of how I should contact a certain group that he met when he was touring Europe.
And with this, we come to the end of the National Report for today, Tuesday, June 25th. I am Sherron Noel on behalf of the entire news production team, thanking you for viewing.
Alrighty, folks, there you have it. Yesterday's edition of the National Report from the GIS. Time's now moved on to 24 minutes away from the hour, and coming up next, we're going to be talking with Lady Sherron Rabbits. The reason why I said rabbits, I'm just looking here at Facebook, and I see that we've just been joined by somebody by the name of Johnny Grant. He spells his name Jahn-NEE Grant. Huh? Johnny, are you serious, bye? You really, that's how you spell your name? My God. I wonder if Sherron ever heard that one. Okay, take a break. Come back with Sherron.
A natural disaster can change your life in minutes. Preparation is the best protection for your family and business. Prepare now. Create a disaster plan and make sure everyone knows what to do. Store water, non-perishable food, and medication. Remember basic emergency supplies such as batteries and flashlights. Trim overhanging trees. If trees near power lines are unsafe to trim, call Grenlec at 237 for assistance or advice. Install surge protectors to safeguard your electrical devices against outages and intermittent surges. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
My name is Kizzy Marisha. I've been a confectionery maker 16 years now. Well, as a child growing up, my grandmom always make fudge and always make any candies, cakes, as I remember. And I always have an interest in that, you know? It's like when I'm in the kitchen, I'm very happy. If you're making coconut fudge, you just grate the coconut, you squeeze the milk, and then you strain it, and then you add your sugar, and then you put it to boil. And then after, when you reach a certain stage, you get thick. So you got to beat it. Then after, when you beat it, you pour it out. And then wait for a few minutes to get hard. And then you slice it, you cut it, and then after you break it up, and then you package it. Yeah. Providing food fair is 16 years now. I remember when I just go drop it in the fudge. I was a bit younger too. And I met Miss Harris. So I went here and said, you know, I have a product here, some fudge. I was wondering if y'all would be interested to take some fudge or candies from me. I showed her, she said, you look very nice, you know? So she said, I'll try it. So she told me to bring back some another day. So that's when I started, but Miss Harris took it from me. And then they would start, so, you know. I had a good relationship with them. Of course, I felt special, you know, at least somebody taking my thing local and, you know, other people can see it, because if it's I just have it, not much people come. A lot of people comes in, they're foreigners. So it was kind of special, you know. And especially when I go in there, all the workers, it's very nice to me. If I pass and they say, Kizzy, you bringing anything this week? The thing finished. You know, they always look out for me. That's what I like. The atmosphere is nice in there. My name is Kizzy Marisha. I work with Food Fair to provide you with sweet treats.
Grenadian General Insurance Company, strength and stability. Grenadian General Insurance Company. Tell your friends, tell your family. We cover householders comprehensive. Motor and even fire too. Contractors all risk burglary. Public liability. Professional indemnity. Directors liability. And wait, we still have more. Come and find out more what you're waiting for.
We are located on Scott Street, St. George's. For more information, call 440-2434.
Tell everybody.
Alrighty, folks, there she is, Miss America. Good morning, Sherron. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great.
I see you wearing my favorite color this morning, man. Love.
Yes.
Is that teal or turquoise?
This is turquoise.
Turquoise, yeah. Is that Chinese?
I think teal is a little more green. This is Japanese.
For Japanese.
For Reiki, Universal Life Force Energy.
Oh, excuse me. The Japanese are into Reiki, folks.
Yeah, that's where it was resurrected from.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sherron, I am sure that you have seen. Usually, I'd say, Sherron, what's up your sleeve? Okay, but we only have about 20 minutes this morning.
Okay.
And I'm asking you, please. I want to read some of the top 20 jokes.
Oh gosh. I started to read them and they were so depressing. I know where you're coming with. But you know, it's like somebody coming in and bad talk your favorite child. And as a parent, you have to be open, look at the reality, but still you have to protect your child.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I felt. That I was reading this and I said, this person who came up with that is just totally disgusting.
Well, and I understand that. But it's all in good humor.
Really?
No.
You never heard about negative energy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the more negative energy they put out there is the heavier the burden on the team.
Okay.
So I would say, you know, think positive, say something positive, even if they do something foolish. If you saw me at that during that match, I was like pins and needles. And the last ball, I had to run out of the room because I couldn't stand it, and I just knew something foolish was gonna happen. So I still peeping it. I run out the corridor. I left the room, but I was still hoping. And I started to scream when I see that ball in the air, and when that guy caught it, I was so deflated, I went to my bed.
All right, it's over for a little while now.
Not really.
Oh, it's not over. That's right. They still stand.
They still, because England lost yesterday, there is still a mathematical chance.
Mathematical.
If West Indies win the next two matches, they have a chance of getting to the semi-finals. If. But I would like to say when West Indies win the next two matches, they will get into the semi-final. I am forever positive.
All right. You know, I hope Winty is watching this. Winty, I was telling Sherron a few minutes ago, at first when I thought about doing this segment with these jokes, I thought it would be nice to have you in here. And then I stopped and I thought, that would probably be very depressing for the West Indies #1 fan and supporter. So we let you off.
No, nothing could depress him where West Indies team is concerned.
And we need a few more like him. Anyhow, let's get down to. We're not going to be able to go through all 20 of these, but where do the West Indies batsmen perform their best?
I can't imagine.
In advertisements.
Oh dear.
What do you call a West Indian who can hold a catch?
Who can hold a catch?
Yeah.
Tell me.
A fisherman. You know, these may be a little bit depressing, but you have to admit that they're very, very creative. Here's another.
They're very creative.
This is number 18. What is the difference between Cinderella and the West Indies cricket team? Cinderella knew when to leave the ball.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Yes.
What is the main function of the West Indies coach?
Tell me.
No.
I can't remember the answers.
To transport the team from the hotel to the playing grounds.
I mean, that is sad.
That is sad. Who has the easiest job in the West Indies squad?
The person polishing the bats to take off the red marks, yes?
The guy who removes the red ball marks from the bats.
You can imagine how depressed these guys would be when they see things like that.
What did the spectator miss when he went to the toilet? The entire West Indies team innings.
Nah, that's not true. I mean, that's mean.
Wasn't it against Pakistan? We scored 300 plus or something like that?
Well, they did very well, considering where West Indies team came from a couple months ago. They did very well.
Yeah, okay.
They've been doing good. And then you have the umpires who are, to me, thieves. Some of them, they need jail.
Fitzroy Adams says, Sherron,
Mhm.
the West Indies players need to discipline themselves.
That's right. They need discipline. They need. It's not just being able to hit a ball. You have to be able to think, and like they don't think. Some of them, you know, the score is up on the board. You're there. You have a few seconds. You could look. You could watch. You could think. Okay, so I need to do X, Y, Z. They're not doing that.
Yeah.
They need to learn to play chess and bridge and other games other than that.
You know we have a chess association here now, eh?
Okay.
I interviewed, a few months ago, a grandmaster. I think he's number 2 in the world.
Oh yes, I saw that
like
program.
Okay. Anybody interested in chess should try and contact Douglas Ferguson. Anyway, getting back to joke number 14. Did you hear why the West Indies cricket team does not have a website?
No.
They cannot string 3 W's together.
Oh God. Well, I think they can. Wicket.
What is the West Indian version of LBW? Lost, beaten, walloped.
Wow.
I mean, some of these things are hitting below.
No, that is, as I said, that's not nice to put out in the universe.
What is the West Indies version of a hat trick?
Somebody pulling a rabbit out of a hat.
3 runs and 3 balls.
They get 3 sixes and 3 balls.
You know, I could just see our buddy Lou, looking at us.
Yeah.
Having this conversation, and Lou's probably going,
Hey,
what the hell are they talking about?
He knows about cricket.
Lou does?
Of course he does. He spent time here. He used to go to matches. He's into cricket. Sometimes I'm listening during work. I have my radio on and I'm hearing and doing my work. And he would come out and tell me, he just hit a 6. There's a wicket gone. He listening to cricket too. He understands cricket.
Lou?
Yes, he does.
All right, here's one for you, Lou. What do you call a world-class West Indies cricketer?
Tell me.
Retired.
That's mean.
Talking about Wes Hall and Gary Silvers and Rohan Kanai and all those guys. Number 10. What does a West Indies batsman have in common with Michael Jackson?
He's dead?
No. No. They both wore gloves for no apparent reason.
Yeah, right.
Who spends the most time on the crease of anyone on the West Indies cricket team?
I got that one. The person ironing the
person
whites.
who irons the whites.
The flannels.
What is the height of optimism?
Expecting West Indies to win?
A West Indies batsman putting on sunscreen.
You mean he's going to be out there that long? Oh, gosh.
The West Indies bobsleigh team have asked the West Indies cricket team for a meeting. They want to ask their advice about going downhill so fast. Yeah, like I said, some of these are headed below the belt. But number 6, what do you call a West Indies player with a bottle of champagne?
Optimistic.
A waiter. What is the difference between a West Indies batsman and a Formula One car? Nothing. If you blink, you'll miss them both. What is the most proficient form of footwork displayed by West Indies batsmen?
Tell me.
The walk back to the pavilion.
Oh, no.
Number 2. I know this is painful, Sherron, but it's almost over. Only 2 more. Okay. What do West Indies batsmen and drug addicts have in common?
Tell me.
Both spend most of their time wondering where their next score will come from.
Oh boy, that's so mean.
And finally, why are West Indies cricketers more clever than Houdini?
They could
Remember
disappear.
Houdini?
They know how to disappear or something so. Or they know how to get out. Houdini died because he got locked up and couldn't get out.
Is that why he died?
That's how he died.
That's
no?
how he died.
Yeah, he drew himself into a magic thing where he's supposed to escape and he didn't. And he died.
Ah, shows you how much I know about Houdini. Yeah, actually, the man was an escape artist.
Yes.
Right, okay. Well, the question again, why are West Indies cricketers more clever than Houdini? And the answer, because they can get out without even trying.
Okay.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts, I know.
Yeah.
But I just thought I'd pass that around with you guys.
I don't even know if I want to say pathetic, because they're not. I mean, they've done good. Sometimes you have. Look, they listened the last time. You remember last week I said Russell need to get off the team because he's playing with one leg, and they brought in Roach, which was good. And they made some changes that was positive. I mean, even Thomas stood up there with Braffett to the end. But my least favorite person on the team is Holder, the captain. I think Holder is just ridiculous. I mean, look at his performance. Had he even gotten 4 runs, they could have won. Holder is, well, let me not go on because
don't let your blood pressure go up.
I normally there's a certain newspaper in Grenada that I used to say I don't read because it's not good for my health. And when people say why, I say because it makes my pressure go up. Holder makes my pressure go up. He's not good for my health.
Well, we don't want that to happen.
No.
All right. You know, notwithstanding the fact that there have been all sorts of criticism about the team, I'm still of the opinion that the West Indies team has a lot of talent.
Yes.
And notwithstanding the fact that, you know, things go in cycles, you cannot expect to be the world champions forever. Okay?
Not just that.
I still believe that a lot of our problem is psychological.
That's right.
Not there mentally.
That's right. And that is why I say stop beating up on them, because they already have so many negatives coming at them, and to add to that, you think they wouldn't hear? They would hear eventually. They would see eventually this list, and that is depressing for me. So you could imagine for them, who some of them really trying their best, and I think what you need is somebody to really teaches people to think, because some of them do not think. You know, Holder go in and open the bowling and bowling within the first 10 overs. I mean, give me a break, you know? And I too need to release my negative feelings about Holder.
Reiki.
Yes. Reiki. So, I mean, what are you gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna let you relax now. What's on the menu? Oh, hey, I see here somebody named Kennedy Roberts has just joined us.
Yeah.
Hey, Jackie Williamson. I see Jackie's out there too. Simeon Collins. Is that the Simeon Collins?
Okay.
And let me ask you, what's on the menu tonight for Kaluki?
Well, Vincent is hosting tonight, so I know. Well, all my brothers could real cook, so I don't even want to know. I know it's gonna be good. He owe me big time, because when I was away sometime, he did a dish that everybody's still talking about. So I have to call him and tell him, I don't care what you're doing for the others tonight. You have to make up to me for when I was gone, because he did something with potatoes and bacon and.
Potatoes and bacon?
Yeah.
Vincent?
I hear it was so good that everybody's still talking about it, so.
I see here, Tell me now, is today Robert's Day or what? We got you here. I see that Kennedy is on there, and I see that Lincoln has just joined us.
Oh, Linky is there.
Linky's saying good day.
Wow.
The whole Roberts mob's here this morning.
I tell you.
And
Dominic
real quick,
Patras not there?
No, I haven't seen Dominic Patras.
Yeah, Dominic is my cousin who lives in Florida, not far from Linky.
I see somebody here who calls himself or herself Teleaman, 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 G, Mekek 1.
Whoa, never heard that one.
Mekek 1? Nah, they made that up. Sherron, listen, girl, we got to go. But thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Have a good Kaluki tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, tell Vincent next time he's making the bacon and the potatoes, let me know.
Remember you?
Yeah, man.
All right, my dear.
Lincoln says he just got home. Dominic Patrice says, I'm here. Okay. Okay, folks. Thanks a lot. Good to see you, girl.
Okay. You too.
Take care.
Bless.
I think that's pretty much going to do it. Let me quickly take another little break here, and we'll come back and wrap it up.
It's good to be early. It's good to be early. Pay your Grenlec bill on time.
With free island-wide delivery, Hubbard's Building Supplies and Lumber Departments continue to provide the best quality lumber, steel, tiles, plumbing materials, electrical, and general hardware supplies at competitive prices. We continually consult with builders, homeowners, and contractors to improve product range and services. Enjoy discounts where applicable, including the use of credit and debit cards. At Hubbard's Building Supplies, Grandance, and Lumber Department, Caranage, we offer quality service, affordable prices, giving you the convenient, reliable, free island-wide delivery. Call 440-2087 for all your home improvement and building solutions.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try the sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Alrighty, folks, we're just about to pull the curtain down, but a couple of days ago I showed you a 12-second video of a time-lapse of the sunset from the balcony out here. That was only part one. I just want to show you the other 12-second video. And you're going to see the transition from light to dark. Watch this very carefully. It's only 12 seconds long. Huh? Ain't that neat? And by the way, what you just saw actually lasted 30 minutes, exactly 30 minutes. But we condensed that into just 12 seconds. Parting word from the Holy Scriptures. Hebrews chapter 12, verses 7 to 11. Endure hardship as discipline. God is treating you as his children. For what children are not disciplined by their father? If you are not disciplined, and everyone undergoes discipline, then you are not legitimate, not true sons and daughters at all. Moreover, we have all had human fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them for it. How much more should we submit to the Father of spirits and live? They disciplined us for a little while, as they thought best. But God disciplines us for our good, in order that we may share in His holiness. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. That reading, Hebrews chapter 12, verses 7 to 11. Okie dokie. Well, I'm going to discipline myself and get out of here right now. Let me say thanks a lot to Sherron and to those of you who joined us this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, we're still giving some thought to moving this program from 9 o'clock on weekday mornings, maybe to some time in the evening. And I would really appreciate your comments on that. Please, you can put something on Facebook, or you can send me a note on through the Grenada Broadcast website. You know the contact there. Really need to hear from you on that. Let me know if you want it to remain here 9 to 10 weekday mornings, or whether we should move it to some time in the evening, and if so, what time. Pilgrims, God bless you.